Well, greetings everyone. It's been a while since the last live stream, and today we have the All-Star event here at Homestead, Miami. The first heat race is going to be with all of our new entries that came in from Truck Series for the most part, moving up to Busch. So these guys will be the ones that haven't turned a lap in a Busch car yet. With a few limitations, some of the drivers changed with the car numbers. We were supposed to have, like the number 50 would have been Tim Cording, but since they can't run double duty in the Busch and Cup, we had a new driver fill in the spot, so we got Jack Davis in the 50, and the 00 was actually supposed to be Jack Ross, and because he's in the Cup Series, we had to find a fill-in for him as well. So you got Nathan Morgan in the 00. And so starting on the pole, you got Nathan Morgan over Matthew Fastnot, Braden Hunt, Luis Rodriguez. And let me get the screen changed. So our first heat will be 41 laps, and then these guys, 5 of them will move on to the second heat. And if they keep winning, they can make it to the main event for the All-Star event here.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
So as mentioned already, these guys don't have any existing statistics in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. All newcomers to the series. These will be the first laps that they turn under competition in these cars. So a lot of them have pretty good statistics when it comes to the Truck Series. Matthew Fastnot had a win in it last year. Nathan Morgan had a win in it last year. So pretty sweet to see those two on the front row, as they've already had wins in the Truck Series. Green flag is waving and they're off and going. You see the purple car in the background there of Atlee Weiss. And our top 5 would be the only transfers into the next heat here, so a couple drivers towards the back are going to have some work to do. Nathan Morgan off to the early lead here as Braden Hunt peeks on the inside of Matthew Fastnot. Cat Durham in the 52 car racing for Total Knockout Motorsports. Him and his teammate Jack Davis in the 50 car, both driving for Tim Cording. Tim Cording had a good season in trucks last year, has worked his way all the way straight past Busch into Cup, so with his feeder team, he's going to have some drivers in the wings to potentially move up into Cup. And you got Atlee here racing for IAC Esports, racing for Tyler Aspinall. Tyler Aspinall, of course, up in the Cup Series as well with his move from Busch Light Series. So yeah, with this right here, 17 drivers in this first heat is going to represent half of your field for the 2023 Busch Light Series. Matthew Fastnot in third here. Looking like he might try to peek on the inside of Braden Hunt there for second. Gonna pull off the pass with ease, as that's gonna bump Braden back to third. Luis Rodriguez having a good showing so far. And Atlee Weiss as your last transfer position at the moment. James Fireball Robert making his maiden voyage in the series, of course. Kind of a last second entry with a few drivers that dropped out of the series. Opened up the door to give James Robert a chance to move on up in the series. Jordan Walker and his brother Trevor Walker right there, both moving up into the series. Then we got Gavin Legend along with James King and Brandon Petrolsky here. Tayden Berggren driving for Legend Motorsports, teammate to Gavin Legend. Zach Armstrong, Mike Bliss Jr., John Brinker. He'll be doing double duty with the trucks and the Busch Series this season. Looking like they're going to make a pass here on the outside on Atlee Weiss for fifth. Atlee's holding on to it at the moment, but he's got some fast cars behind him that want to take the position. James Fireball Robert, but not quite. Most part, Nathan Morgan didn't even know that he was going to be in the Busch Light Series this season. With the way the dominoes fell, it looked like he was going to have to run another season of trucks before he got here, but so much movement in the series with drivers getting worked up into Cup. There was a lot of open spaces. Amongst them, of course, I'll show the others that fell in that category. 79 of James Fireball Robert, like I mentioned. The 50 of Jack Davis, and then the 42 of James King. Skylar Dixon was able to move up into Cup due to a lottery pick to get him into a Penske ride for the Cup Series next year, which is just 2 weeks away, so our 2023 season is fast approaching us here. Looks like Fireball Robert got by Atlee Weiss there, so now he's in the last transfer spot in fifth, putting Atlee back to sixth at the moment. Luis Rodriguez is having a good run here in fourth place so far, and Braden Hunt in third. Matthew Fastnot pretty securely running in second, with Nathan Morgan leading the way so far. Got a switch here for position possibly. It looks like Braden Hunt wants to get his second spot back. And even James Robert making a pass there on Luis Rodriguez for fourth. Braden does not secure the position, but James Robert does. looks like he's got a full head of steam here, and he's going to try to pass Braden Hunt for third possibly as well. Looks like he's turned on the afterburners here, as he's going to get by Braden pretty easily. Oh, a little bit of bobble there on the inside. Got to the inside line and lost it. And maybe even going to lose position back to Luis Rodriguez here. This is dangerous for him. As you can see, Atlee's got a full push here by John Brinker on the inside. Rodriguez settles in behind him, and looks like we're back to a fight for third again. Really good racing here in the transfer positions. Just outside of reach, we've got John Brinker, Jordan Walker, Cat Durham. Trevor Walker has worked his way into the top 10, so he's making some moves at least, but still not in a transfer spot as of right now. Mike Bliss Jr., Zach Armstrong, Tayden Berggren, Jack Davis, Gavin the Legend, James King, and Brandon Petrolsky. Brandon Petrolsky definitely had one of the harder seasons in the trucks this year. And it's showing that his move to Busch might be a little bit premature, but he's still going to try and contend for a full season of the Busch Series here. Nathan Morgan has led every lap so far at the start of this one. James Fireball Robert has worked his way up to second, even getting by Matthew Fastnot there, Braden Hunt, and Luis Rodriguez. But now, outside of that, looks like Atlee Weiss has fallen backwards. And the two Walker brothers have worked their way inside, are working on fifth. So the teamwork of the Walker brothers seems to have given them a little bit more momentum going to the front here. John Brinker in front of him at the moment, but not for long, as it looks like Jordan Walker's got a hell of a run coming at him. If you're tuning in, this is just Heat 1. Stay tuned. We have Heat 2 and the All-Star event to follow. So this is our basically the All-Star Invitation, or the Open. That's what they usually call it. These will be your drivers that did not have credentials to make it to the main All-Star event. 5 drivers from this heat will move on to Heat 2, but in Heat 2 we will only have 3 drivers that'll move on to the finals, so that'll put us in a bit of a bind if one of them, there's only going to be 3 of them moving into the main event. Looks like Matthew Fastnot struggling a little bit harder here as he's losing another spot, this time back to 4th. James Fireball Robert having one hell of a run here. He could possibly even run the leader down. We'll keep an eye on this battle for now until we see something else that might need to be popped in on. Yeah, there you go. He's cutting the lead pretty demandingly here. With only 20 laps to go, we are halfway through this first heat. And it's looking like James Roberts going to run the leader down here. Got Braden Hunt in third, Matthew Fastnot in fourth, and Luis Rodriguez in fifth. John Brinker in sixth, Jordan Walker seventh, Atlee Weiss in eighth, Trevor Walker in ninth, and Mike Bliss Jr. rounding out your top 10. Very, very minuscule change there for the deficit, as it seems that Nathan Morgan is kind of slowed the pace, but Fireball Robert has also reached a plateau on momentum here. There we go. He cut it by about half a second that time. I do think he's going to catch him here in the next lap or two. 00 might be witnessing the effects here of running their tires too hard. Leading all those laps without any traffic or anything to slow the pace. He's used up his tires for sure. And he's just going to have to try and hold on to a top 5, as this should be without any pit stops for this 41 lap run. Fireball Robert right there on his tail. With that Toyota Supra, he's got just a hair more power on that Dodge Challenger at the moment. Top 5 still remains the same, with John Brinker now bumping into 5th. So that changed right on that lap, where we had John Brinker get by Luis Rodriguez. Rodriguez must got stuck up high because Jordan Walker got by him as well. James Fireball Robert having to lift there a little bit as he got into the turn with a full head of steam. Nathan Morgan still maintaining the lead for now. "14 laps to go." Good battle here for the lead with just closing laps to go. 13 to go this time by. And Nathan Morgan has been leading every single lap at the start of this event. 28 in Heat 1 here. Your top 5 will transfer into Heat 2. Looking so far to be Nathan Morgan, James Fireball Robert, Braden Hunt, Matthew Fastnot, and John Brinker. but I would not count out the Walker brothers from mixing things up as they're running 6th and 7th, and the drafting help between the two of them should push them forward. So it's just a matter of time here before James Robert takes the lead over. But Nathan Morgan's making it tough on him. It's not an easy pass here, as he's having to fight tooth and nail to get by him. It'll just be 11 laps to go this time by, and Nathan Morgan could surprise us and lead until the very last one here if he's able to hold off James Robert. Not quite, almost. He's driving the wheels off this thing to try and get around the leader. This is one of the best battles on track right now, as it looks like Jordan Walker is still quite a sizable distance back from John Brinker for the 5th place transfer spot. Fireball Robert here would like to win. Doesn't pay anything, it doesn't give any points, but just the prestige of getting that win in one of your first outings would be tremendous. For the All-Star event, this is the heat with non-winners, so this is our open. These are all our new contenders in the Busch Light Series for 2023. Here we go, and Robert making the pass on the inside. Nathan Morgan is going to have a hard time fighting this one as he's got the inside line. He's going to have the advantage here coming out of the turn. And Fireball Robert takes the lead here with 9 laps to go. So now we're going to want to watch the transfer position towards the back, as that'll be the heated spot. And it looks like Matthew Fastnot has fallen to 5th and at risk of getting knocked out, as only the top 5 transfer. Walker brothers are fighting right behind him there. They're not really teamed up in a draft at the moment, so that's kind of slowing them up. Once they get connected back together, they might be able to push by the 09 of Fastnot and perhaps even the 78 of Brinker. Jacob Schengle Racing teammates here, Braden Hunt in the 69 and John Brinker in the 78, doing pretty good. There is a technical alliance with Total Knockout Motorsports with the 50 and 52, so you could almost throw them in the same umbrella as Jacob Schengle Racing. But then there's my main car entry, the 64 of Mike Bliss Jr. Fastnot is just barely holding on by the skin of his teeth right now, as there's 7 laps to go, and Trevor Walker really wants to get into the 2nd round of the All-Star event today. Fireball Robert took the lead, and he's not looking back, as it looks like Nathan Morgan is probably going to do just as good to finish 2nd, as these guys are 3 seconds back from him. So this will be the primary fight to the end here. Matthew Fastnot had been sitting 2nd for most of the race, and this is going to be the worst he's run all day, in 5th. Trevor Walker came from deep in the field to get up to 6th where he's running right now, so Trevor Walker on the inside. It looks like he's going to take position here away from Matthew Fastnot with only 4 laps to go. Jordan Walker right there behind. Might do the same and follow right behind. Man, then John Brinker might be in trouble here too. Like I was saying, the two of them might draft right by into a transfer position here. Fastnot, unfortunately, is going to have some luck fall his way here to get back into the top 5. There's a little bit of separation between the two brothers drafting, as we've only got 3 laps to go now. Jordan Walker gets by him, and that puts him into 6th, fighting for a transfer position on the field now. Brinker and Hunt getting side by side. This could be bad news for Braden Hunt, as that'll shuffle him to the outside. And a more established inside line is going to blow right by anyone that gets stuck out there. Good racing for transfers here, as we've got Jordan Walker fighting on the inside, potentially put Trevor Walker back out of a transfer spot. They got John Brinker on the inside there, as Jordan Walker just barely gets position there for a second. And now he's going to secure the position, bumping Trevor Walker out. Two laps at the line here. Trevor's trying to fight on the outside. Now, and the two brothers actually are fighting each other more so than they're helping, as Trevor tried to peek on the inside instead of drafting to help push both of them through. It'll be white flag this time by. Our last transfer spot at the moment belongs to Jordan Walker. Trevor Walker making a move on the inside here on him. And that'll screw Jordan Walker for sure. All in the meantime, James Fireball Robert wins Heat 1, as Nathan Morgan comes home second. Braden Hunt, John Brinker, and Trevor Walker are your final transfers into Heat number 2 of the Open. So yeah, with that, we've got James Fireball Robert, Nathan Morgan, Braden Hunt, John Brinker, and Trevor Walker moving to the second Open round. Heat 2, the second round of the Open, will include mostly everyone else that was in our series from 2022 that did not have a win. Amongst them was Roland Heidfeld, Brian Clark, Nadak Hagum, Riley Sorrell Tracy, Craig Bush, Tyler Fink, Bella Fawn, Connor Cooper, Chris Hergeson, Tyler Aspinall, Micah Mixer, Justin Patrick, Nelson Morrison, Dave Wilson, Lynn Farrell, Noah Hobson, Joshua Harrison, Ethan Creech, Lucas Holmes, and Adam Starr is actually not because he won in the series, so that was a mistake there. Joining them, of course, is our winners from heat number 1. Second heat will be a little bit shorter than the last one. It'll only be 27 laps long here at Homestead, Miami. And then the All-Star race will be broken into segments, yet to be determined. What the segment style and all the rules that will apply to it will be. Only 3 drivers from this second round of the Open will move on to the All-Star race.
Touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
And in our All-Star race will include a lot of big contenders that were winners in 2022.
Touch all your seatbelts, touch all your...
Gentlemen, start your engine!
So on the front row, we've got Chris Hergeson and our Heat 1 transfer of Nathan Morgan, Tyler Fink, Micah Mixer, Brian Clark, and John Brinker. Roland Heidfeld and Justin Patrick, then Dave Wilson and Craig Bush. Green flies, and it looks like Nathan Morgan trying to take the early lead here from Chris Hergeson. 3 wide, that ain't gonna happen very easily here as Tyler Fink gets stuck in the sucker hole. Roland Heidfeld might try to make the pass. Right now our top 3, Nathan Morgan, John Brinker, and Chris Hergeson. And a lot of these drivers are not going to be racing these very cars in 2023. These are just the drivers that were part of the 2022 season racing for their possible All-Star win. But a lot of them have already moved up into Cup or have changed car numbers for 2023. We're just running them in their original 2022 schemes for one final time before they move on to their new schemes for next year. For example, Nathan Morgan will be a full-time Busch Light driver in 2023. So is John Brinker. Chris Hergeson will be a full-time Cup contender. Tyler Fink will move on to some other racing action in 2023 as he won't be part of any of the series, as well as Dave Wilson beside him. Roland Heidfeld will continue to run only in the trucks. Brian Clark will get moved down to the trucks. Micah Mixer has also disappeared from the series, so he won't be running in any races next year. Ethan Creech is going to switch over to the 24 car. Justin Patrick will remain as a full-time contender in the Busch Light Series. James Fireball Robert will be a full-time contender. Nadak Hagum will be a full-time contender, as well as Braden Hunt and Craig Bush and Trevor Walker and Bella Fawn. Lucas Holmes, Josh Harrison will switch over to the 48 car, running full-time. Connor Cooper is going to get moved down to the trucks. Tyler Aspinall is going to be a full-time Cup contender. Nelson Morrison is going to get moved down to trucks. Noah Hobson is going to get moved down to trucks. And Riley Sorrell Tracy is going to be a full-time contender in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. So same story, different verse, as we've got Nathan Morgan out front again in heat number 2 here. Seems like he's got the plan for the setup here, as he's been leading majority of the laps here today at Homestead, Miami. Impressive that John Brinker's worked his way up to second here. And he's not letting Nathan Morgan get very far away from him, as there might be a potential fight for the win in the second heat. Tyler Fink had a few opportunities in 2022 to secure a win, but it just did not pan out. Same to Chris Hergeson, really, as they were running decent most of the year. Just was not able to find that one extra spot on the podium for victory. This might be one of the best runs that Dave Wilson has had in a Sylvania Busch Light car. Happy 12-12-22 day, as it seems like a very square, perfect date, 12-12 of 2022. A little bit of highlight for the main event here. Some of our top contenders, of course, will be our champion, Ewan Wood Army. Contenders of Justin Dadu and Adam Starr, Adam Gerber-Forian, Tristan Reams, and even Cam Jordan, who secured 3 wins on the season. But the ones that everyone's going to want to watch out for is Al Bunch in the number 8 car, who hammered down at the end of the season and won 4 straight races to conclude the championship season. Those last 4 wins did not amount for much, as he was already deep in the points. However, it did catapult him up about halfway in the point standings from where he was relegated all the way back in the 30s, coming home to finish in the point standings in 17th, having done something that no one in any of the NSSR series of NASCAR racing has ever done, winning 4 straight races back to back to back to back. Chris Hergeson gets by John Brinker for a transfer position here, as John Brinker now falling back to 4th. He's going to have to fight a little harder here to get in a transfer position. Tyler Fink got by the both of them, and it's looking like he's trying to fight Nathan Morgan. So this might be a repeat of Heat 1, where Nathan Morgan leads just about every lap up until the closing laps and gets passed for the lead. However, the field's a lot tighter at the front here, and if Nathan Morgan loses one spot, he'll be at risk of being knocked out of the transfer. John Brinker makes a move, but doesn't have enough momentum to secure a position there. As your top 4, you could almost throw a blanket over them. So yeah, in the main event though, we're going to want to keep our eyes on Al Bunch to see if he can continue his winning ways and win yet another race before the end of the season here. Going into 2023, Al Bunch's heroics at the end of the season has secured him a part-time role for LFG Motorsports in the Cup Series. So he's going to be making his Cup Series debut this January in a part-time role, but still opportunities to go out there, lead laps, and win races in the Cup. Majority of our Busch Light winners, a lot of them were able to secure big role changes in 2023. Ewan Wood Army, of course, winning the championship, earned himself a a full-time Cup ride. Justin Datu, with his stellar season, was able to secure a full-time Cup ride. Tristan Reams as well, with his combined truck and Busch Series, was able to do good enough in the both of those series to get a full-time Cup ride. As well, Cam Jordan will be in the Cup full-time. Ryan Blaney will be in the Cup full-time. Tyler Aspinall will be in Cup full-time, as well as Skylar Dixon. And that'll round out who's in the Cup from Busch Series. So we only got 4 more laps here before the transfers will be decided on the main All-Star event here. Looks like Nathan Morgan still holding off Tyler Fink, but just barely. Chris Ferguson's got a run here and might actually get by Tyler Fink for second. He's going to make the pass here, make it look easy. This might give John Brinker another shot at getting into a transfer position in third there. Fink fights back on the high side though, and that is only really going to help Nathan Morgan maintain his lead. Dave Wilson's on a run. Transfer position's getting very sketchy here, as Chris Ferguson's got 2 cars fighting him for the position. John Brinker's gonna muscle his way around the outside with ease. That was one power play move there, as that's a move into a transfer spot with only 2 laps to go now. Tyler Fink has kind of drove away into second still. John Brinker in third. Chris Ferguson in fourth. Dave Wilson's going to get by, it looks like, here for fourth. And then he'll still have to fight John Brinker. This pushes Chris out into the high groove. The high groove doesn't seem to be a huge detriment, as they can still drive around the outside pretty good here. It's the progressive banking or something here at Homestead that's keeping the racing really close and action-packed. I don't think Chris Ferguson's going to have anything for John Brinker here, as they're going to be exiting turn 4 here on the last lap. Checkered flag waving, and Nathan Morgan, having transferred all the way from heat number 1, is going to be in the main event tonight, followed by Tyler Fink and John Brinker, who also came from heat number 1. So 2 drivers that haven't seen any racing action are going to be moving into the All-Star event as their first race in the series. So next up on the agenda will be the All-Star race. Thanks again for everyone that's tuned in so far, been watching the first 2 heats. I'll have to give me a few minutes here as I get the All-Star race set up. So this will just be an appetizer for the 2023 season, as this will kind of conclude most of our racing in 2022. We will have a special all-for-one win series race right around Christmas Eve, which will be totally unrelated to the series I've got here, but it'll still be a live stream race run on YouTube, and should be a fun one to watch. So I hope everyone's having a good day so far. We got winter just around the corner. It's only 1 week until the first official day of winter. And then the winter segment of my season will start in January. So our winter trucks and the winter Busch Series, it'll be broke up into 2 segments. So the second segment will be the summer series starting after June. Just hold tight with me as I get everything set up. It might take a minute. We will have 3 segments in the All-Star race. 25 laps in the first segment with a mandatory pit stop. And then 30 laps in the second segment where the field will be inverted in the top 8. And then the final segment will be 30 laps long with only green flag pit stops counting, or green flag laps. So no caution laps do not count. Okay. So with 3 segments, as I mentioned, we are going to get going here. First segment, 25 laps on the front row. We've got the 28 of Tyler Disharoon, who had 1 win this season. The 78 of John Brinker coming through the first round of the Open to make it here, starting second. Ewan Wood Army had 2 wins on the season and is your 2022 champion. Ryan Blaney had a win. Skylar Dixon had a win. Adam Gerber-Forian with a win. Cam Jordan with 3 wins. Tristan Reams with 1 win. Nathan Morgan has come from the first Open round to get to the main event here in the All-Star event. Justin Day2 had 2 wins on the season. Dusty Redding had a win on the season. Clarence Bonner had a pair of wins on the season. Jules T-Roll had 3 wins. Adam Starr with at least 1 win. He had 1 win on the season. Al Bunch, the man of the season at the end of the year with 4 consecutive wins back to back. He's going to be starting deep in the pack here. He's going to have to fight his way to the front. Tyler Fink worked his way in here on the second round of the Open. JD Arrington was our inaugural winner in the Sylvania Busch Light Series, winning the first race of the series. Tyler Landa and Logan Nagy each with some wins. So we've got grand total of 19 drivers starting the All-Star event here, and it's going to get going underway. John Brinker definitely is a surprise, as he will be turning his first competition laps against some big name winners in the Busch Light Series.
But you, Alan, do you have it? Loud and clear. And if Bones wants to know what channel Steve's on, probably channel 1.
So the pace car is going to get pulled off here, and perhaps Ewan Wood Army would try to do the complete sweep here and win the All-Star in the same season as the championship. We'll have to see if he can pull that off. Green flag waves, and Tyler Disharoon runs pretty deep into turn 1 as he's going to take position here on John Brinker. Wood Army's going to settle into second right behind him. Yeah, so many of these drivers will be in new places in 2023. Tyler Disharoon actually will be moved down to the Truck Series, as there wasn't enough space to keep a lot of these good drivers in Busch. He had a win on the season, but didn't have a very good points tally at the end of the year. Wow, Wood Army on a run on the inside here, as he's going to try to take the lead away from Disharoon. Disharoon fights back on the outside, looking like he has an extra gear in that car. Of course, Ewan Wood Army is going to be full-time Cup next season, as well as Skylar Dixon here and Ryan Blaney. Clarence Bonner is going to get relegated backwards to the Truck Series. Cam Jordan's worked his way up into a Cup position after having a 3-win season. Tristan Reams will be in Cup. Justin Day2 in Cup. Adam Gerber-Forian and Tyler Landa will continue to run full-time in Busch. Adam Starr will have another season of Busch to compete in. Al Bunch will have a full-time Busch ride, but at the same time, a more robust part-time schedule in the Cup Series, racing for LFG Motorsports. Jules T-Roll also getting relegated back to the Truck Series, as he's had a 3-win season, but nowhere on the lines of what everyone else had. He finished 20th in the points with, okay, only 2 wins, but 20th was deep enough back that it put him in a move backwards to the Truck Series. This first heat, or the first segment, only being 25 laps here. It's going to go by really quickly. They do have a mandatory pit stop that's going to be enforced here. We'll have to see when they start to take those pit stops. That kind of strategy will play into factor here as well. John Brinker really wants to shake this All-Star race all the way up, as never turning any laps in the Busch Series. He's fighting for every position out there on track. Makes a move for third here, and now he's going to set his sights on Ewan What Army for second. There will be a whole field inversion here at the end of this one, I believe. So that'll really mix things up going into the second segment, which will be 30 laps long. And in that 30 lap segment, we will only have the top 8 shuffle at the end of that round. So with Tyler Dishroon leading, John Brinker now into second, as Ewan What Army falls back to third. Ryan Blaney, Skylar Dixon, Tristan Reams, Cam Jordan, Nathan Morgan, Justin Day2, Clarence Bonner, Adam Starr, Tyler Landa, Logan Nagy, Tyler Fink, Adam Gerber-Forian, Dusty Redding, Al Bunch, who may be trying to play the All-Star scenario to his advantage here, running at the back. If I remember correctly, the shuffle will put him in second from where he's running right now for the second segment, as it'll invert the field. Jules T-Roll and JD Arrington. shoot. 21 of Ewan What Army fell back even more spots, now to 5th. Still have not seen the mandatory pit stop from any of the drivers yet, as it'll be coming here before we know it. The field inversion will definitely shake things up, as so many of these drivers at the back will rotate to the front. Tyler Fink, all the way back here now. So many of these drivers might be dropping on sandbagging, trying to get to the back so that they can start the next segment at the front. But nothing is phasing Tyler Disharoon out front, as he's led all 14 of the beginning laps here at Homestead for the All-Star race. The All-Star winner will get $250,000 credited to their earnings, which they can use for whatever upgrades to their ratings, their team, whatever upgrades I can make for 2023 is a option. I've been trying to figure out what to do for Cup contenders, as the ratings will be set in the Cup Series, but you might be able to use your earnings to buy out a team or focus on research and development for your team as a whole. So Skylar Dixon making a pass here for second. John Brinker driving around a little bit on the outside. With just 9 laps to go here in segment 1. We still have not seen anyone make their mandatory pit stop, so everyone must be waiting up until the last lap to possibly do so. The mandatory pit stop's really gonna throw a curveball for all the contenders out there, as it'll test them to see who's got the fastest pit crew. 28 car, even though he's out front leading like this, he might lose a lot of positions if he didn't have a quick enough pit stop. Trying to watch for anyone making a turn down on pit road, still none so far. We only have 7 laps to go now. Segment 2 will be 30 laps long, and the end of that segment we will only have the top 8 inverted. John Brinker sitting solidly in second there, Skylar Dixon in third, Tristan Reams in fourth, with Ryan Blaney passing him, putting him back to fifth. The full field inversion would put Adam Gerber-Forian on the front row with Logan Nagy in segment 2. We still haven't seen the mandatory pit stops come into play here yet, so there's still a lot of shaking up that could happen here before the end of segment 1. Tyler Disharoon is off to a very stellar lead on the rest of the field, as he's almost got a 1.8 second lead on second. Brinker is not going away though, as he's going to try to fight back and hopefully get some momentum due to the mandatory pit stops. Five laps to go. Still no takers on pit road. It's got to be the hardest strategy to work because there's no reason to make a pit stop, as you're not even on a fuel run here. Your tires are still relatively good, but that's just the fun of the All-Star event with the mandatory pit stop. Throws an extra wrinkle in the entire race. I'm starting to wonder if it's maybe this segment or next segment that the mandatory pit stops exist, because it does not look like anyone's going to come down pit road here. We only got a couple more laps left of this first segment here. I can't imagine the AI would wait until lap 24 to make it. Tyler Disharoon has been on a tear as he's led every single lap in this first segment. And he's still going to stay out another lap here. As everyone's evidently going to wait until the very end to make this pit stop. Oh, I guess maybe I was mistaken, because I don't see him making a pit stop. And maybe that feature is buggy within the All-Star mod that I've got, so we'll just keep rolling with what we got here. It would be dumb if they come down pit road on lap 25 of 25 here and finish the race on pit road. That would be silly. Tyler Disharoon's going to roll around. Final lap here in segment 1, and he's your segment 1 winner. John Brinker in second, Skylar Dixon, Ryan Blaney, Justin Daytu, Tristan Reams, Tyler Landa, Nathan Morgan, and Ewan Woodarmy for your top 10, as Cam Jordan comes in 10th. So with that, I do believe the field is inverted. Yes, the field is inverted. Obviously, my car will not be in the starting of this, so that inside lane is going to move up. Tyler Fink and Adam Gerber-Forian are going to start on the front row, followed by Al Bunch and Logan Nagy. JD Arrington and Jules T-Roll. Clarence Bonner and Dusty Redding. Cam Jordan and Adam Starr. So yeah, the field inversion, our winner in the first segment, Tyler Disharoon, is going to start dead last in this segment, number 2. Tyler Fink and Adam Gerber-Forian take the green flag here. Al Bunch gets a little bit of a shuffle there and starts falling backwards. Gonna try to find the inside lane, but fails to do so as we're 3 wide, step by step by step behind him. Dusty Redding, Adam Starr, and Ryan Blaney, Nathan Morgan. So all of our fast cars at the back now are gonna have to try and find a way to move through the pack in this 30-lap segment. Adam Gerber-Forian with the lead so far. Tyler Fink and Logan Nagy. Al Bunch sitting pretty solid there. If he's able to finish this round in 8th, he will be shuffled to the lead for the final segment as the top 8 will invert. Pretty fitting for the number 8 car if that was to somehow happen. Currently in 8th though is Ewan What Army, so he's playing the strategic game here, and he may not be wanting to try and win segment 2, as an 8th would be just as good as winning it. A lot of strategy plays into this All-Star event with the differing rules and style of racing here, as everyone's got a little bit different game plans to roll off of. Looks like Jules T-Roll is going to try to take 8th away from him here. And 9th is just as good as 9th, because when this segment ends, he will still be starting 9th in the final segment. Tyler Fink got by Adam Gerber-Forian for the lead. Al Bunch is settling in here, and he's going to try to work his way up the front. As it would work out right now, Jules T-Roll would be your 8th place driver that would invert to the lead for the final round. Still a lot of racing in this segment to be done, and perhaps I was mistaken about the mandatory pit stop. We might be seeing the mandatory pit stop as a factor in this one, so a lot of these cars will be the last time you see these cars in the Busch Light Series. Like, for example, Jules T-Roll here. He's going to be moved down to the Truck Series, as well as J.D. Arrington and Clarence Bonner around him there. The 77 there, Ryan Blaney, you won't see that car next season, as it's going to be Ryan Blaney up to the Cup Series. Cam Jordan also moving up to the Cup Series. Al Bunch is going to be trying to look for a championship in 2023. You're going to want to try to capitalize on this strong end of the season in 2022, where he amounted 4 consecutive wins to finish the season. If you could try to harness that for next season, he would be a champion this coming season. Logan Nagy's going to try to fight Adam Gerberian here for second. Somehow Tyler Fink is just out front dominating so far. The winner from the first segment, Tyler Disharoon, has not made up very much positions, as he's still relegated to 15th at the moment. John Brinker up to 13th. Adam Starr running 9th. Logan Nagy makes the pass for second on Adam Gerberian. Al Bunch now up to third on Logan Nagy, as Adam Gerberian's dropping backwards. Adam Gerberian, however, might be trying to play it pretty strategically here, as if he can fall back to 8th, that would be a huge play for him. Pretty dominant outing by Tyler Fink out front here. Halfway through segment number 2. as Cam Jordan in third, Al Bunch in fourth, Adam Gerber-Forian in fifth, Clarence Bonner sixth, Jules T-Roll seventh, and a heated battle right now between Adam Starr and Tristan Reams for the 8th place. The final invert. Wow, 78 of John Brinker is making some moves. He's all the way into the top 10 now. He's made a lot of passes to get to where he's running right now. Oh, look at Tyler Dishroon, our segment 1 winner, also making moves. As it should be, our fastest cars are trying to come to the front here at the end of this segment. John Brinker is going to make the move here on JD Arrington with ease. Maybe not. Thought he was going to have the momentum to pass him there, but I was mistaken. They're looking to try and get it to 8th spot where Tristan Reams currently holds, as that'll invert them to the lead in the final segment, segment number 3. Our leader still is Tyler Fink, but Al Bunch making another move here up into second, perhaps, if he can get by Logan Nagy. Doesn't quite get the momentum on the inside as Logan Nagy drives off out of turn 4. Cam Jordan with a run on Adam Gerber-Forian, the battle of the energy drinks, running 4th and 5th. Cam Jordan prevails, and it looks like he's going to try to get another spot here as that Toyota Supra is hooked up on the track. Al Bunch would definitely like to complete the trifecta here. It's kind of a surprise where Al Bunch was at the start of 2022, simply known as Driver X in the Sylvania Busch Light Series. Al Bunch came out that it was him as Driver X halfway through the season, and even though Driver X, when he was running under the alias, failed to get any top 5s, failed to do any winning at the end of the season, it was like a whole nother driver came out, and Al Bunch won all 4 of the last 4 races. A feat that may never be achieved ever again in any of the racing on the circuit here. True dominance that did not go unnoticed, as he's going to be in a special case of part-time in the Cup Series. He'll have the most robust part-time schedule of any of the drivers out there, as it's very hard to get into the Cup Series. He will have at least 20 races in the Cup Series under his belt by the end of the year. So I'm going to try to run one more season committed for the Busch Series to gain points and potentially a championship before he moves into Cup full-time. And as you can see, it seems like he's maintaining that level of power on the field, as this all-star race is proving that it's no fluke. 8 laps to go here, and our top 8 will invert. Fortunately, Justin Day2 dead last on the field right now, having a hard run in segment 2 here. Tyler Fink has dominated hardcore here in the second segment. Still, our 8th place belongs to JD Arrington at the moment, who somehow has bumped Adam Starr and Tristan Reams back. John Brinker and Tyler Disharoon have seemingly plateaued there in the top 10. We might be looking at JD Arrington starting on the front for the last segment of the All-Star event here. Adam Starr is going to try to drive around him on the outside, which is going to be a tall feat to pull off. No open space in the inside, so he's going to have to continue to run on the outside here. 5 laps to go at the line this time by. Adam Starr is going to be in that 8th position now. Tristan Reams is going to fight out on the outside of Adam Starr, as it seems like if there's a position of high interest, each time it's going to be fought to the very end of the race. Adam Starr gets by Jules T-Roll for 7th, maybe. Not quite, as T-Roll still strong on the outside here. Tristan Reams kind of gets suckered to the high groove and loses momentum. Huge play here as all 3 of these guys are fighting for that 8th position. John Brinker wants to take it. Reams currently holds it. Jules T-Roll gets shuffled outside and falls back further. In the meantime, it looks like we might have a potential fight for the lead, as Logan Nagy has found an extra gear and has run Tyler Fink down for position here. Al Bunch in 3rd, Cam Jordan in 4th, Adam Gerber-Borian in 5th, Clarence Bonner 6th, Adam Starr 7th, Tristan Reams in 8th. This is the tightest the top 4's been this entire segment. Logan Nagy peeks on the inside. That Ford Mustang is going to try to take the lead away from the Dodge Challenger. This will help Al Bunch get a run on the inside as well. We could potentially see a 3-wide fight for the lead here, as Al Bunch is going to push the envelope and make things interesting, as it's just about 3 wide for the lead. Logan Nagy is going to prevail for now, as the white flag will wave. Al Bunch decides better on it and drops back a little bit, as that'll help his position for the final segment, falling back to 3rd. And the fight for that 8th place is still heated up. Tristan Reams still holds it for now, going into turn 3. And we might be looking at Tristan Reams starting on the front row along with Adam Starr in the final segment of the All-Star race here, which is exactly what's going to happen. Tristan Reams will start first, Adam Starr second, Clarence Bonner third, Adam Gerber-Forian fourth, Cam Jordan fifth, Al Bunch sixth, Tyler Fink seventh, and Logan Nagy eighth. So here we go, the final segment, the one for all the marbles in this year's All-Star race, the 20-lap grand finale, segment number 3.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Twenty laps are going to go by pretty quickly here as Tristan Reams and Adam Starr have the best place to start. Al Bunch just in the wings of 6th there. He's going to have a decent opportunity to take home the All-Star win here.
How about it there? Oh yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Our top 2 on the front row, Adam Starr ended up finishing in the top 5 of the points this year with 1 win, 7 top 5s, and 11 top 10s. Tristan Reams had a very similar season with 1 win, 4 top 5s, and 11 top 10s. Clarence Bonner, right there behind him, had 2 wins on the season, but he had a very dismal run for most of the races as he fell back deep in the points to 14th. Those 2 wins weren't enough to give him much traction in the championship battle, but he's here fighting for an All-Star win today. Adam Gerber-Forian, Cam Jordan, and who can forget about Al Bunch there in 6th. I'm thinking your All-Star winner is going to come from the top 6 pictured there, as it's going to be harder and harder to pass with only 20 laps to go here. The green flag waves, and Tristan Reams gets off to an early start on the lead. Clarence Bonner giving him some good drafting help there behind him. Cam Jordan as well, so that the train on the inside is pushing him to the front. Clarence Bonner makes a aggressive move on the inside there as he's going to try to fight for the lead on lap 1. Looks like he's going to take position away from Tristan Reams, but Tristan's got to run on the outside and might be able to maintain the lead for lap 1 here. John Brinker on a run. He's already cracked his way up into the top 10 there. He's got a fast car under him. He would definitely be the surprise factor and winning the All-Star race, as this would be his first laps turn in competition for the Sylvania Busch Light Series. Tristan Reams would definitely be proud to tote an All-Star win. $250,000 extra cash to spend. He'll have many opportunities to upgrade his ventures in the Cup Series with some of that extra dough. He's already been a shakeup winner in the Truck Series and winning a lot of exhibition races, so he's no stranger to winning these non-points paying races. The first truck race of the season he won didn't pay points, it did pay cash. So perhaps we're going to see a trend here with Tristan Reams surprising and stealing some of the big paydays in the NSSR series of racing. Not so quick though, as Clarence Bonner wants to take that position away from him. He's going to do so with ease. Cam Jordan there in third. I think Cam Jordan's going to be one of those drivers you want to keep your eye out on, because he's going to be driving the wheels off that Toyota Supra. And just like that, he's on the inside of Clarence Bonner already. And Bonner slides down in front of him. Slide job for maintaining the position, but holy crap, look at Tristan Reams fighting back on the outside. The strength of that Mustang. It is very extra. If he can pass him on the outside, that would be huge bonus points for the strength of that car. Adam Starr peeking his way into third there. Tristan Reams is going to settle down and try to fight back for the lead here again, as he's settled in right behind Clarence Bonner. Dang, Al Bunch has struggled at the end of this one, falling all the way back to 17th. They ran identical laps, 37.073 and a 37.073. You can't get any closer than that, as those two just ran perfectly identical laps there. Crazy. We'll have to see how they do this time around. A 37.108, and Tristan suffered a little bit on that one. Adam Starr just turned in a fast 36.9. Passing is going to be the hard part here, as even though they turn a faster lap, he's going to have to find a way to get by Tristan Reams and Clarence Bonner both, and just a little bit under 10 laps to go. Adam Starr is going to make the pass here, get by Tristan Reams for second. Not quite, as Tristan will fight back on the outside. This is slowing up Clarence Bonner significantly, as the two of them racing side by side cut the draft from the leader. Adam Starr on a run here. Clarence Bonner still leading, but not for long, I can imagine, as Adam Starr's got a full head of steam right there behind him. With only 8 laps to go, it's going to be do or die time. 37.4 to his 37.2. So it's the battle of the Dodge Challengers at the front here, as Clarence Bonner is going to have to try and hold off Adam Starr for 8 more laps. Seems like the lead car really cuts the cars behind him their momentum significantly. Is Adam Starr, just like that, loses all the momentum he had charging up towards Clarence Bonner. Still 37.4, but Adam Starr turned a 37.6. Tristan's giving him a little bit of a push here, as Adam Starr might have a better lap this time by. Perhaps he was just sitting back to try and get a bigger run on Clarence Bonner. It's all by strategy, all by plan here, as it looks like Adam Starr might be running him down again. Still on the exit of the turns, it looks like Bonner's got harder runoff. Finding the right opportunity to make that pass is very difficult here. Man, Bonner's turning some of his fastest laps right there at the end, as Adam Starr's just trying to find the momentum to get by him. Tristan Reams even has more momentum behind him at the moment, as we only have 4 laps to go here. 38-second lap there for Adam Starr really cut him way off the lead. A few more valiant efforts to try and take the lead away. We might have a last lap pass here. These 3, they're not going away. Adam Starr is only going to have a few more opportunities to make this work for him. Clarence Bonner could really be the huge upset here, as he wouldn't really be your typical all-star in any season, but this will help keep him relevant going into 2023. Still 2 laps to go, and Adam Starr just has to find the right opportunity here in the closing laps to get around Clarence Bonner to win it. He's got drafting help from Tristan Reams right now, as long as Tristan doesn't cut down inside of him. Tristan Reams is giving him all the momentum he can give him. 2 laps to go at the finish line this time by. And Adam Starr not looking like he's going to have any chance to get by Clarence Bonner here. White flag this time by. Clarence Bonner still holding on to that lead. Adam Starr definitely wants to try and take it from him. Very minimal opportunities to do so far, as the 2 cars are just way too close to identical the way they're running. This might be his final opportunity if he gets a run off the backstretch here. And he does not get that run, as Tristan Reams is going to try to take it, fight for the position on him. And just a little short, too late. No one's going to have anything for Clarence Bonner, as he's going to take home the 2022 All-Star credits for the season. Good run from Adam Starr and Tristan Reams at the end there. Even John Brinker and Cam Jordan with a good run as well. Really glad for everyone that tuned in. Clarence Bonner comes home victorious as your All-Star winner. Disregard the point standings there, as that's just simply the way that the All-Star, it works as a championship.
Did you have that
in our
same
2003.
ignition problem? Brake sensor went off.
John Brinker definitely had one of the stronger runs of everyone.
I thought we ran a different.
Clarence Bonner will take home the credit of being 2022 All-Star. So our next race will be December 23rd with the All for One Win Series. It'll be a fun, it's going to be all these Cup drivers that may be alive or not, and they'll be contending for 1 win. All these drivers that have no wins in Cup history. So that one should be fun, as it'll be a throwback race of sorts, and it'll be run at Darlington. So keep your eyes peeled for the All for One, the Redemption 500 will be running on December 23rd. So this will kind of close out the season for the Sylvania Busch Light Series 2022, as we're going to get rolling into 2023. and the trucks will be our first race of the new year. We'll have the trucks, Busch, and Cup all consecutively together. So definitely hope to see more of you tune in, and thanks again for everyone that tuned in today. This is Jakester signing out.